Merry Christmas, everybody. Just doing a follow-up to our mistake video. The other day we had a section of wall that I put up and I started doing work on, and I forgot about a pattern that I was making in the rock on either side of my front door. And I went over how to use a wood saw and rehydrate your cob and kind of just place everything back in. And here is our finished product. We have one that got covered and one that did not. I'm also going to go over some of the tools that you can use to do these kind of fixes. And they are pretty common. I don't do it only for mistakes. Sometimes I just figured that I wanted to include a cubby or something like that, or I needed a support where I didn't realize it. And let's go in and look at these two from the other side, and you can see that they go in pretty easy. As long as there's enough water that you add, they adhere to the last layer very well. And we're going to come over here, just take a look at some of our tools that we use. This is just cob stuff. This is not everything. Obviously, we have some trowels. This is a commercial one. This is one we put together. We found that we like to have the ability to make it even over kind of a greater distance, and there's a sponginess to the cob that really prevents you from being able to do it solely with one of these kind of trowels. So we will kind of put this here and use the other trowel to kind of level it out over that whole distance. Here is our wood saw. You saw how I was using that. This wood saw, I also used it for, so here we have this round window that we built, and this edge here just wasn't coming out right. So I actually was able to use our wood saw here and kind of come in and straighten it up and get the edge that we wanted. Another place where that comes in handy is on these pillars here, as they kind of get deformed. If they get a lump in them, you can fix that. And then if you look over the long edge of a wall, if they do start to bulge, you can use that wood saw to just kind of carve off the bulging that happens. Another one of our tools here is our trusty 2x4. I do a lot of tamping into place. Certain things will kind of get wet, too wet sometimes, and you have a little problem with the cob deforming and stuff like that, or it just came out a little lumpy and you just wanted to kind of secure it up, straighten it up. And as the cob loses the moisture that you originally put in it, it does leave gaps. So I'll come along on the top of things sometimes and just kind of tamp it, kind of figure it's kind of like tempering your cob or something. And another tool that we use is this little guy. I could not tell you for the life of me what it was supposed to be used for when it was sold, but it is just basically a little scraper. It has a little bitty saw blade on here. I'm sure for removing what kind of material you were supposed to use it on. It's got a curved top and a little a sharp edge here. And what I'll basically do is, this is another curved window here. I was using it to kind of saw it straight. As you can see, I kind of wanted that level to stay right there, and it's also what's holding in this window here. And we'll talk about that more in another video. This is my little fire pit window, and this one I'll also use just kind of as a mini trowel to kind of straighten out areas that I was working on. And probably one of our last cob tools, which they're all very simple. You can make almost all of them. This is a cobber's thumb, And basically what happens is you'll get cob that's still wet, and you will come along with your cob thumb, and you will insert these little holes, and it provides better adhesion, kind of like a Lego block, for your next layer of cob. And so those are just some of the considerations when you're making repairs. Not even just repairs all the time. You may come along later and realize you want to inset an electrical socket or something. You're going to use some of these same tools, so just carve it out, cut it out, however you want to do it, and move on from there. So, Merry Christmas, guys. And I hope these helped, and I hope they kind of give you a practical view of how we fix things and how you might go about it. So thanks a lot, YouTube. Have a great day.